Yeah, Varney is pretty good for the drops, just because there's quite a bit of
The
space.
drops.
The drops. There's quite a bit of space up in this natural and the main base to kind of get your medevacs unloaded. There's space back here for them to hide and drop in here. There's just generally quite a good area for them to run around. But either way, we're in the game, so let's get these players introduced. Down here in the bottom spawn at Viney Research Station. Down one game and one game away from elimination in this tournament. Can he bring it back? It is from Root Gaming. iaguz. That Terra.
And his opponent in the in the top spawn position of Viney Research Station. Representing Red Bloods from Europe, it is the Blue Protoss, currently up one game, PiLiPiLi. Couldn't decide whether I wanted to be like, PiLiPiLi! Or just, you know, like the calm, just PiLiPiLi.
Yeah, deadly serious. I don't know. PiLiPiLi has never struck me as a deadly serious sort of player. He's always seemed...
Oh, no. No, as I was saying, when he streams, he literally has his feet up on the desk in the keyboard, like, in his lap.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, he's doing, like, pretty good micro, and I'm like, what are you doing?
He doesn't get more chill than that. You know, I think it's Sheth. Bit of a blast from the partner. He plays with the keyboard on his lap as well. It's interesting. This kind of weird play styles. And you just know there's like one bronze player as well who's playing with his keyboard on his lap and he keeps on dropping it and he's like, no, but Sheth does it. It must be good.
Yeah. I think Sheth did it because I remember he started playing StarCraft when he broke his leg.
Yeah.
And so it was like really uncomfortable, so I just put it right there, and yeah, that's how it started out. But it will be a Reaper fast expand for actually it may not be a fast expand, but it'll be a Reaper opener for iaguz if I don't butcher that. But he's also sending an SCV over. Now, do you think that he thinks possibly PiLiPiLi's doing an all in, or maybe he's going for a bunker? I'm really kind of curious about this double scout.
I don't know. It'll be a little interesting. Usually, you just go for the SCV scout to scout out what's going on early on. Is there a pylon missing? What's the gas timings? The Reaper is just for follow-up scouts to confirm it and for scouting later on, as well as just the threat. If somebody knows you're a player who never goes Reaper, then they'll be able to go Nexus first. They'll be able to kind of abuse that a little bit. But this is quite nice out of PiLiPiLi, though, because he has actually hidden this pylon. Although the Reaper is going to spot it right away, of course.
Yeah. Reaper will spot it as it goes up, and the natural base almost denied for PiLiPiLi. Denied a couple seconds. Mothership Core is out to deal with this Reaper, but the Reaper's starting to get some damage, and I doubt it's going to kill anything, though, because it's actually, it's stuck right there. The Mothership Core actually may hunt it down, and PiLiPiLi's, not quite the micro he wanted there. Reaper will get out, but both players, I mean, going for the natural base. I'm very curious to see if PiLiPiLi's going to go for another High Templar play or go into the Colossus. I feel like you may want to do High Templar because of the drops, but on the other hand, you may want to do Colossus just because, well, the High Templar are hit or miss. If you don't get your storms down, you're screwed.
Yeah, Colossi are much more guaranteed damage, whereas the High Templar, I mean, if you're not paying attention to them, they can all die. I'd much prefer High Templar. I think the dance between High Templars and Ghosts is one of the most exciting things, almost as exciting as like Bailings versus Lings, and the
as
way they
Swarmhost v Swarmhost.
Nothing.
Hey, you don't know yet. Have you seen Swarmhost v Swarmhost on the new patch?
No, I imagine it's horrifying. Because, like, you miss one wave of Swarm Hosts, you're horrendously vulnerable to the enemy's wave of Swarm Hosts. Both players will just sit there, not using their wave of Swarm Hosts. Or if if one of them has flying locusts and the other one doesn't have flying, oh god, that just sounds.
You're screwed. No, you're screwed.
Oh dear.
All right, and it looks like the Reaper will be taken out, but on the left-hand side of the map, we do see PiLiPiLi's probe going for a pylon, so this is looking pretty good for him. And iaguz is kind of past the state of the game where he's searching for these pylons, so it could be devastating to a third base, but the natural base, we have to hold up because the natural base doesn't quite have the SCVs there yet, and there's even a Widow Mine just to make sure nothing happens.
Yeah, this is pretty nice. Of course, that Reaper, whilst it did give its life for it, it got the crucial scout off of this Oracle. That's been on the way, and now iaguz, he's got 6 Marines in his main base, and in the natural base, a Widow Mine, nicely hidden. But yeah, PiLiPiLi will probably still be able to find some damage. Oh my god! Ooh. That was close.
Second Oracle. Oh wait, what's his, the Oracle's actually being pulled back to the natural base. I wonder if he thinks there's gonna be a drop.
I think he might.
And on the
suspect
left hand, oh, the left hand side, it actually may be spotted. Is it?
No,
no, wrong view.
no, he didn't see it.
I kept hitting E because normally I'm like everyone's view, and I was like, no, nothing's showing.
But yeah, that drop has got spotted. But as you said, PiLiPiLi has pulled both his oracles back to his base because he suspects something. He suspects a Widowmine drop. Of course,
3 in the natural.
He scouted a Widowmine drop. He saw the Widowmine coming out of the medevac and everything with his oracles. So he is wise to do so. This time, iaguz just going in with the one Widowmine. It also has the disadvantage of being the Widowmine that's actually had some damage done to it. And this Phoenix comes out at the perfect time as well. iaguz, yeah, he is going to drop that Widowmine, but gets lifted back up by those Phoenixes. Very nice.
I'm actually going to say the first game, I was a little bit worried about PiLiPiLi's micro, but he redeemed himself right there. Even though it's a little thing, I feel like he did very well with that. And on the left-hand side, there's an attack coming in. There is a medevac, and I think iaguz knows that it's there, but I mean he's got a large amount of Marines. I mean he needs to be able to take his third base. What I'd love to see out of PiLiPiLi is now iaguz has not sacrificed a lot into the harassment. That's been his big play. He's thinking I want to harass my opponent and take this out, but he is not. So I'd love to see PiLiPiLi take a third base and just pressure this for a little while and come out to a little bit of an end game and just massacre him.
Yeah, this is pretty scary push coming in here for PiLiPiLi. A lot of damage from these oracles and a lot of a lot of tankiness, a lot of versatility from these stalkers. A lot of the oracles will take a fair bit of damage.
I have done this before. I have not done it at a pro level, obviously, but I truly think oracles can sometimes replace your splash damage. If you can do so much damage with them, you got to be really careful with these missile turrets. Though we do see Pulsar being coming down, but a lot of them dying. The Phoenixes all are being killed. There's only Stalkers here now. There is no Blink, and these Marines may actually push it back. I mean, the SCVs are working on it, but literally PiLiPiLi lost all his tech right there. But the amount of SCVs are so few for iaguz at the main base. There is the natural, though, filled. Yeah, the high ground now has been solidly reclaimed by iaguz. And although he did sacrifice a few SCVs, he doesn't have a dominant force here. And of note, Stim, I think, did get cancelled during that. So that's a big win for PiLiPiLi. The question is whether or not it's going to be big enough. And yeah, the time was pretty good. The Widowmines are down now, and one of them gets sold hit on some Stalkers. PiLiPiLi is he's running out of steam here. He can't keep on pressuring like this. iaguz is more than able to defend it. PiLiPiLi also has 1,000 minerals and only 3 gateways. I was gonna say that whole time, okay, throw down some zealots, throw down some zealots. That's your meat shield. You set him up and you kill everything else. But he did not have the production because he went for that aggressive play, and he lost all his tech, which was the oracles. So now he's stuck without a third base, which he could have made with 1,000 minerals, and it's a little scary. Now, the one thing though, he did lose 13 workers. But I mean, even with that, I'm a little bit scared for PiLiPiLi just because of his tech situation. What do you think he can do out of this position? He is going for Robotics Bay, and I think that's a viable option. But do you think there's a better idea? Or do you think there's a better situation?
I don't know. My PvT is possibly my worst matchup out of every matchup, but
it's my good one.
Whatever I think would be the right option. PiLiPiLi is going into Phoenix Colossus, and that is at least a really cool option. I love a bit of Phoenix Colossus play. I think it's one of the highest skill requirement sort of compositions in the game, despite the fact that Colossi are touted by some as a bit of an A-move unit. The Phoenixes being so much a part of your army, you have to get value out of them. You can't afford to have them just kind of sitting around. And so you've got to
Phoenixes on the right-hand side will actually snipe some medevac or some Widowmines at medevac.
Nice, yeah. This is what I'm talking about. Even these 2 Phoenixes trying to pick off what they can, PiLiPiLi will go up, or could go up to a lot of Phoenixes, like 10 to even 15 or something. And then he can actually start fighting big groups of Marines, start picking off medevacs, start doing some serious harassment. If you've got that many Phoenixes, that was a big hit.
So this could be a perfect position for iaguz if he takes it. The army is now at the ramp. A little bit of bad position. There is only 1 sentry. That was only 1 force field can go down, or actually a couple more than 1. But there is no force field though. Marines get up into the main. There is a decent amount of Marines into the main. They are stepping now and taking out the gateways. Now there is only 3 gateways in the main, a couple more in the natural. But this is really key if you can get rid of this. We do see iaguz kind of fighting on the low ground to fight up because he doesn't have the medevacs. But now he's in a better position. Phoenixes are working on these medevacs though. He's got to be very careful. And there is the photon overcharge. He's stemming forward though, doing a lot of damage. but he is right in the home base of PiLiPiLi. He's got a line of units coming across the map, but it's so close here. I'm not sure who's going to win, but there are these Widow Mines doing so much damage to the Phoenixes. Now there's only Marauders left, and boom! Widow Mine, friendly fire actually cancels all those units.
Widow Mine's just taking everything out there. They're like, no, there will be no more fighting on this day. And,
peace! More hugs, less war.
Enforced peace. Peace enforced by explosions. Pretty much the most American.
Peace by death.
The most American Widow Mines ever. And PiLiPiLi does not have his Colossus out. I don't think it has range yet. I can't tell because for some reason my mouse has broken. But
I was drinking water right as you said that, and I almost ruined my entire keyboard setup.
I'm sorry.
I was like, that's amazing.
But yeah, the PiLiPiLi now actually with all his Phoenixes dead. Looks like he's just transitioning into a more kind of standard Stalker Colossus composition, and this should work out quite well against iaguz because he doesn't actually have any Vikings, but that means his Viking count is going to be very low for a lot of time. So these Stalkers can do a lot of damage. The Colossus is always good at splash damage. The only problem is this is a lot of Widow Mines.
Yeah, I do like this composition though. He could have gone for a lot more Zealots because of his mineral heaviness, but you need these Stalkers to keep this one Colossus alive, which is really your big. I mean, it's your winner here. There's no Vikings though for iaguz yet, and both are kind of posturing for a position here. There is a pylon spot on the left hand side. Both players dancing in and out of this. There's a decent amount of Widow Mines, but if PiLiPiLi attacks how he is right now, he's going to be in a nice position. There is a lot of Marines, a lot of Marauders in the front of the army, but nice force field actually force fielding out a lot of the army, a lot of Marauders going down, and iaguz is pulling back from here. iaguz cannot attack on the left-hand side because of these Widow Mines, and these force fields actually kind of are not so good for him right now. They are going away, but he does have a lot of sentries here, and I mean, this is really about positioning, and he does have a second Colossus now, so he's in a great position.
Oh, perfect. 2 hallucinated Zealots being sent in to take out those Widow Mines. And now the SCVs are having to come off the line. The Colossi, though, getting focused down a little bit too far forwards. Widow Mines coming in from the back, and one Colossus does fall. The other one is just barely being kept alive, but as all the Stalkers fall, GG is called.